Okay, so this is Spanish 1, Unit 4.2, places and restaurant vocabulary, and there's some food things as well that you'll want to pay attention to. So we're going to go through this, and that way you can hear how to pronounce them and kind of, be able to follow along as we go through things with the notes, something you can come back and look at later if you need to too. The first thing on here are los lugares, that's the word for places. Singular would be el lugar for place. On here we have el centro for downtown. You'll remember el centro comercial for the shopping mall. That's where that came from, the el centro for center or downtown part of the city. El trabajo is work. El restaurante for restaurant. Lots of cognates you'll see in what we're doing in this section. So they'll sound similar in English and in Spanish. El correo is post office. You'll remember el correo electrónico for electronic mail or email. So that's where correo came from for post office as well. La biblioteca is library. Notice that it sounds kind of like bibliography, and so that's something you would get at the library, so that'll help you remember it. Biblioteca. La casa is house, and el concierto, concert. Again, a cognate. El cine is movie theater, like think cinema. El cine. El teatro, theater where you'd see a play. El parque for park. El supermercado for supermarket. El mercado is market, and then if you're talking about a supermarket, you just put the word super in front. La piscina is the word for pool. In some countries, you'll also hear la alberca or la pileta, depending on where you are. El gimnasio for gymnasium. La tienda is store. You'll remember that from the clothing units. El café for cafe, where you would go to have your coffee. Remember, el café is also the word for coffee and also the word for brown. So you'd use that in the context that you needed to, and you would understand what the person's saying based on the context clues. La calle is streets. La ventanilla, ticket window. A pie is by foot. So if you're going to talk about going somewhere, you're going to go by foot. You're going to use ir a pie to go by foot. The word for foot is pie. En coche, by car. En taxi, by taxi. And en autobús for by bus. Some other verbs and words to know. Tomar is to take. Encontrar, to find. Dormir, to sleep. Ver una película is to see a movie. Las entradas, the word for tickets, to either the movie or the concert. Pedir is to ask for or to order, what you do at the restaurant. And servir, to serve, what your waiter or waitress would do. Almorzar, to eat lunch. Cenar, to eat dinner. Costar is to cost. Poder, to be able to. Volver, to return. Aquí is here, and allí there. So you can describe that something is here and something is over there. Okay, en el restaurant. El camarero or la camarera is the word for server, waiter or waitress. El menú, menu. La cuenta for bill or check that you'd get. La mesa, table. La propina is tip. Some main courses and dishes. Los platos principales. La carne, meat. El bistec is steak. El pollo, chicken. El pescado, fish. El arroz, rice. El broccoli is broccoli. Again, lots of cognates in this part. El tomate, tomato. La ensalada, salad. La papa or la patata is potato. And las verduras are vegetables. Los frijoles are beans. La cebolla is an onion. And las zanahorias are carrots. Los postres are desserts. So to say for dessert, you'll use de postre. El pastel is cake. El helado, ice cream. That one we know already. Just a review there. Las galletas are cookies. And same thing, we saw that one earlier this year. El batido is milkshake. And you can say what type by putting de chocolate for chocolate, or de vainilla, vanilla, or de fresa, strawberry, after. Okay, and then our verb ir, to go. When you're talking about going to the certain places that we discussed, you're going to use ir. So that's our boy for I go, vas, you go, va, he goes or she goes, or when you talk to an adult, use the usted form, you go, vamos, we go, and van, they or you guys go. So again, that's review there as well. Our ir plus a plus the place formula. So if you're trying to say you're going to a certain place, you're going to put this together using the correct form of ir that you need. So you have to have your subject, your form of ir, your boy, vas, va, vamos, van, and then the word a and the place. If you have a place that is masculine, like el parque, you're going to combine the a and the el to make al. And you're going to say, nosotros vamos al parque. We go to the park. If you have something feminine, like la tienda, la biblioteca, you're going to use two words, a la. You don't need to make that the contraction. And that's it as far as our verbs and vocab go for today. We'll get into more things in this unit with stem changing verbs and things like that at a later date.